You have really struggled to get here. It's not
I was
fun.
100% determined. I never leave any opportunity on the table.
Today it's been so crazy. I don't know what's happening. They've really messed everyone. They're kinking out people. They're refusing
don't
to
know what-
allow people to join in. So I don't
Oh,
know.
that's not good.
Yeah, so I'm just seeing people going in, people leaving. So you're not the
Yes,
only
yes.
one. So when I
Yeah,
say
that's
you are going to join me, then you just disappeared immediately.
I was really very excited.
No, thank
So
you
how
so much
many
for-
minutes do I have? It's coming
We'll
to
give
5.
We'll give you the 30 minutes if you can finish in good time. So don't keep
I will
us
just
here.
summarize because mine is just, so
Yeah.
should I start?
So you have missed the initial ones, but we did the ones that you were asking for the volume. We had pre-recorded in anticipation that should anything go wrong, like always when we have the live stream, a lot of speakers get the challenge to join. So we were somehow prepared, even though the volume was a bit slow. So let's
I don't know
hope
what.
that-
I've
let's
been
hope-
on a webinar since morning with the Prime Minister's office. There was no problem. I don't know what happened this time around.
I can't cheat you. I can't tell you anything. So let me just do the introduction once again so that we move and flow fast.
Okay.
So Hope Kasimbazi is the 2007 inaugural Fire winner, founder and chief executive for Women in Self-Employment Organization, WISE, aimed at social economic advancement of women and girls who are vulnerable and marginalized, who deserve to live a decent life. She is also the treasurer network of African Business Women, Uganda chapter. She is also the assistant manager, member services, gender equality, women in business, outreach and partnership coordinator, Private Sector Foundation Uganda, PSFU, the National Apex Board. The WISE program was launched in January 29th, 2022. The 20 million one-year program is looking at helping build business knowledge capacities for over 50 initial women in Makerere, Kavule community. Welcome, Hope. Being the inaugural winner, we wanted to have you speak first so that you can share your experience. So I'll just go straight to the questions, and you can help us navigate that as inspire us and challenges. What made, first of all, to get into an award that you had no idea what it was, where it was going to take you? Just have the camera a bit lower so that you can see your face.
I don't know what do I do? Can you see me?
No. Yes.
I don't like
no.
this.
Opposite
Oh,
way. Yeah. Good.
I hope you can remember me because you know what has been happening, but that's behind the camera. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm very excited to be here. And I am the privileged and honored personal assistant of the year in Africa. The first of its kind, 2007. And we at one point wanted to change it to the award for corporate personal assistance. And the question is, what made me to participate in this unique award and program? I must thank God for giving me the opportunity, because I had worked that time in about 3 or 4 institutions, and people were saying, Hope, you are doing a wonderful job. But whenever it came to recognition, I would be left behind. I've worked as a civil servant in government. I worked in a hotel, 5-star hotel, and they were saying, Hope, you are great. People think actually I'm a hotelier because I was passionate about the hotel and I got the job. I worked as a marketeer in a publishing company. I worked as a personal assistant to the managing director, the water body. I worked at UNDP as the program assistant. I was in charge of a program that was giving money to the disadvantaged. That's why I actually thought of starting the WISE organization. I have worked in a government institution where we're doing construction and real estate management. I have worked now, I even don't remember. Now I am working at Private Sector Foundation Uganda as being the apex body for the private sector, and I have held almost all positions. I am spearheading the ALSTICS program that looks at the holistic well-being of young children. I do outreach and partnership to bring partners on board, and I've worked as a human resource manager and administration, on top of working as an executive assistant to the ED with 2 bosses.
Wow.
So as the powerhouse, you know, executive assistant are they are powerhouses of their own institutions. Why? Because they link these different audiences. There are 3 different audiences. You are looking at the institution, you're looking at management, you are looking at staff, and you are looking at the community or clients. So you juggle all those things at the same time. You start early, you end up late. Who are you? It's because you are the powerhouse. So this concept of appreciating the efforts which are not appreciated by institutions that employ it made me so excited. And when it was advertised, I looked at it. The inner self told me, Hope, this is yours. Share it with management and see what they do. That time as with our National Water and Storage Corporation. So we shared with management, they appreciated. They said, you deserve it. Let's try our best. So the institution nominated me. Then there was the 5-day workshop which we attended. And thereafter, I was crowned a big person. And who am I? Thanks be to Winnie, who came up with this brilliant idea. And this was a turning point in my life. This unleashed my potentials, very many, including public speaking, motivational speaking, doing business, acting personal assistance. And what did I do? I decided to share my experience of being a winner to the personal assistants in Uganda. And we formed a social networking group called International Vibrant Professionals. And from that group, we formed an investment club, Vibrant Social Club. And we collected money, we saved money because we wanted to have side income. We saved money, and the money we saved, we bought a piece of land, which is 100 by 100. And as we talk, we are looking at selling the land so that people get money to do other things. And the land could be going to about 300 million Uganda shillings, which is not little money. So my journey was, can I be appreciated for my efforts, for my time, for my skills? And it happened. So I thank you, Winnie, for that opportunity. And I congratulate even other PAs that have managed to achieve what I achieved from onset. Thank you.
Thank you, Hope, for sharing that and for bringing to the limelight. One of the things that the assistants face is that they work behind the scenes, and that's why they're the powerhouse behind the executive, but that working is not recognized. So the award is there to recognize that effort that has been done. And we are glad to know that this recognition also gave you an opportunity to get more other doors open for you and for you to also see yourself differently. Because I can see now you are still helping and mentoring other women and girls as well, and other people. Does it mean that if you're an assistant, you have other skills? why is it that assistants then don't realize they have potential? Because when I read your profile, you're in business. When you were speaking, you spoke of you being in HR, you are an assistant manager. What makes the assistants not believe that they have other potential? What is your experience?
Thank you, Winnie. When you are getting a job, you can look at about three things. There is getting a job as a professional, there is getting a job as a passion, there is a getting a job as for survival. Now, if you have never dreamt that you would be a personal assistant, which I'd never dreamt about, because my passion was either into hotel industry or airlines. That's when I got a job at the hotel, 5-star, I worked 24/7. And I happened to have the whites were, very many whites, my bosses were white. And they would call me a battery that never runs out, because I was passionate about what I was doing. Now, when I managed to enter, because I had challenges with my education because of instability here in Uganda, but when I got this opportunity to study that course, and I started working, and I was looking at how women were seated in the minister's office, and as if they were acting as ministers, and many opportunities, because people must see opportunities in that field. Number one, you are able to work in any institution. That means you go to the hospital, you work there, you go to the hotel, you work there, you go to education. So every other time you change jobs, you find you are gaining experience in different fields. So number one, there is what they call mindset. There is a problem of mindset. And there is a problem of not embracing the opportunity, of being withdrawn. You are given an opportunity. Now, I also had a problem, and Winnie and another coach, Philip, noticed. People think I have potential of leadership. And not until I got this award that I started opening up. Whenever I would go, we had a local government system, and they needed to select some leaders. And my name, I was living in the doctor's village. I was proposed unopposed to take up leadership position. And I would want to hold back. There is also lack of confidence in what we are doing. And there is also the perception of the society. So society perceives that being a secretary or personal assistant is the lowest position in an institution, which is not the case. And because of lack of that appreciation, it makes you not have that confidence. So some people don't have confidence, they are not interested, or they are there to just pass time, get money, and that's it. That's why they have that challenge.
I see the issues that you have actually raised, their mindset, lack of confidence, and the perspective. But now, what made you change because you wanted to go to either airlines or hotel? Did you even work in those two places? And what made you change from working with those industries to now being a professional like in administration?
No, that time, people had that perception that if you work in a hotel, then you become a prostitute. So now I said, what is next? Then, of course, that profession, people take it as if it is a profession for people who have failed to do any other course, which is not the case also. So that's why I adjusted. And when I was attending class, I was enjoying myself. I can see we are learning very many things. I am what I am because of that training I went through. Office practice, business English, writing letters, writing speeches, all those things. Not many people can do it. But beginning from there, I was empowered, and I appreciate that to myself and God.
So that enabled you to make the decision to join and work as an assistant.
Yes,
That's
definitely.
really like a career. Is it a career change or something?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, as an assistant, you still have made some other twists in your career. You are still an assistant, but now you are mentoring people. You're also looking for funding so that you can assist women, like doing financing. What made you move to those, or not really moving because you're still as an assistant somewhere? What made you take up that challenge?
I have a calling of mentoring people, training people, because I train. And when I do it, people appreciate.
Yeah.
And I think it's God-given talent that if there is an opportunity like we had, I always get many opportunities to train women. The other week, a training on digitalization for business, appreciated. So I like sharing opportunities if they expose to me. I like particularly women and girls lead a life, because women and girls have been disadvantaged. And two, I was also looking at retirement. What can I do for my retirement? Because I'm due. The retirement must be something that is of value, that can impact on our community, and I can also earn something from there. So, not believe it, I had registered my company less than a year, and I applied for funding actually from Nairobi under the Urgent Action Fund, Africa, and I managed to get the dollars. I think it was $7,000. $6,000 was given to a project to disadvantaged women in the outskirts of Kampala. And if you look at those ladies, they are not the same. Some were just doing petty businesses, but they look motivated and they have tried to improve on what they are doing. And I'm trying to make sure that they move from being informal to formal business.
So you are helping women. You're actually training them and transforming their life so that they move from being informal business setup into formal business setup. Does it mean that one of the areas that you want to retire in is mentorship, away from being an assistant? So now you are moving to mentorship and mentorship in business.
Now, I have studied courses. When there is an opportunity, when I join an institution and I find the opportunities, I also go back to school. I have done law at law development center in Kampala here. Also did international business. So when I studied these things, I put them into practice. Believe me, I am now a gender expert in Uganda because I have mastered in women and gender studies. So when I see an opportunity, I add a qualification on that. And I want to apply the knowledge I acquired. For example, in business, I have Pivot Hospitality Services on boutiques, a one-stop center boutiques in hotels. And I am applying. My research was about customer care and standardization of services to satisfy a customer. So I am applying the knowledge I studied. But still, the demand of me to mentor and train PAs is still on. So I have put it in my program as well.
So you are still like mentoring the PAs on the side as you still do the business, the gender, and you are taking advantage of all the opportunities that come along the way within where you are. A lot of people sit in organizations and they get stagnant for years and years without moving. Does it mean that they fail to recognize the opportunities around them? Or is it fear of stepping into those opportunities?
Is that fear, which is you fear for the unknown. There is that fear. Is even being ambitious. You know, you have to have ambition in life. Focus. People have that kind of sluggish. We shall be there. We have to have determination. We have to know that you are in step one. You need to move to step two, not to remain stagnant. Recently, I studied, not many years ago, I went to class and studied French. And, you know, I had to pass it. I'd never studied it. But I was doing, I went to Alliance Française, got a personal tutor, and I went to my university school of languages. I was able to get almost 90% advanced certificate in French, 90%. But those who had studied, they did not make it. I did it at university when I was doing international business, and I got A+. Ask me to speak it now.
Yeah, you have to be you have to be ready to grow yourself at each level. Maybe a lot of us fear to grow, to learn new things, and we think that age is against us. Then we remain stuck in the same place without realizing that we are surrounded by so many opportunities.
But you are a very good example. Very good example. You are a very good author of your book now. You had never thought about it, but when you picked it up, what did you do? You are a closed person. But because now you are into personal assistance globally, it has taken you to places. It has discovered your inner self. You are on top of the range.
Yeah. So yeah, it's true. You have to go and discover those opportunities.
Another thing, Winnie, when we were very active before things turned around, remember every year we are traveling to different countries. Today we are in Kenya, tomorrow we are in Tanzania, we are in Zambia, we are in Malawi. Who am I? Global trotting. And we would find personal assistants, very powerful, sharing experiences, but you find it's the same experience we are all going through. It would be so exciting. And we made friends.
It is so true. Because as you go around and as you meet other assistants from other countries, they share their experiences and challenges. We learn also how they handle. We also get inspired by what they are doing. And we also network and grow our network around us, which is also important to get to hear from other people in the same field in different places, so that we stop asking ourselves the question, are they going through what I'm going, or is it only my boss, or is it only my country? That is very, very important. My question now is, what would you tell your younger self now that you are here, gone through all these experiences? What would you tell your younger self? And this is because somebody younger than you will be looking at it and trying to think and figure out, if Hope reached where she reached, now I'm still at this point where I'm beginning, or I'm in the middle of my journey. What are some of the things that you tell your younger self that can help inspire somebody to learn from you?
My younger self is, number one, aim very high. You must have a vision, you must have a goal, and aim high to achieve the goals. You must have mentors, someone you look up to. I have different people I look up to. You must, you know, it's surprising when they are listing rich women, powerful business women in Uganda, my name comes among the four women. Recently, our managing director of Standard Bank, being the biggest bank in Uganda, maybe even in East Africa, she was recognizing women that have supported fellow women and impacted on them. So there is Dr. Maggie Chigoz was mentioned first, and she also mentioned Hope as number 2. And I wasn't in that meeting. It was a
You're
big
not
audience of more than 2,000 people. And I
Yeah.
said, who am I?
Yeah, you never know the opportunities, like when you step
And-
forward, the opportunities.
Yes, and we need to love ourselves. We need to
Yeah.
have personal me time, personal time. We need to
Self-care.
be motivated. And we
Mhm.
need to care for ourselves, look smart and healthy.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people get overwhelmed by work and forget that they need to care for themselves. They always say when you're in the plane that before you can help anyone else, help yourself first. So we need
True.
to learn to help ourselves first so that we can help others. If we help ourselves, we'll be overflowing with what we can offer to others. This is really inspiring for us. Is there anything else we've forgotten that you think will help us or inspire us or challenge us?
There's a challenge in the profession. Some women are tempted to go with their bosses as either girlfriends or something. And when they do that, then it becomes like how a wife and husband. And,
Yeah.
you know, they personalize the office. And that thing has spoiled the name of the profession.
Yeah.
So where we've been training and being advised, they told us that whenever it happens, one of you has to leave. Because the moment there is that personal relationship, you cannot kill two birds with one stone. Then every letter that every woman that comes to see the boss, you think it's a girlfriend. So that thing we need to adjust onto that. It can be unavoidable, but when it happens, then we need to do what?
Yeah.
Then you find some people, customer care. These days we have mobile phones. A client comes and you are busy on your WhatsApp. That's when people say, And you know, at times, standing up to greet the customer, offering a cup of tea, and, you know, making the customer feel nice while waiting to see the boss. Some women just become very unfriendly.
Yeah.
That's why the profession is underrated.
Yeah. So we need to change the behaviors around the work so that people can give respect to that profession and so that people can take the assistance very seriously because they are doing serious work. Supporting the executive is not a small thing. It's something huge. It carries a lot of responsibilities and it's good for people to realize it's a public office. You can't just personalize the office and you can't also treat others and treat others badly or unkindly because then everybody is looking at you and people are expecting you to have that respect for the office because of your executive. Thank you so much. Is there anything other than that we could have forgotten?
No, to say that, ladies, this platform of personal assistance is ours and we need to promote it. We need support, we need to promote it. We need to have branches in our own countries, which I did myself. And it helped many women. By the way, many PAs were promoted to managers, to different fields, and others got better jobs. So it's a thing that is really developing our career, and we benefit money, and we can also help others to thrive like we have.
Yeah. No, thank you so much. And thank you for sharing and challenging us so that we don't sit around and blame where we are or say it is not possible. We need to change our mindset so that we can be able to face what we need to face.
Yes, and there is one point. There is one point when we also need to show that we are relevant because we sit with the big bosses. When it comes to the budget planning and budgeting, our positions are never upgraded. So we need to push for that. we need to make sure that when there is any budgeting, planning, opportunities for training were put there, opportunities for promotion were put there. And some people have changed titles. You can be administrative assistant, you can be different titles, personal assistant, and so on and so forth. So we need to show the importance of this profession and be assertive to make sure that we are, because we are on the management team, remember? Top management team, we're always there. How come we don't share the same cake? We need to share the same cake.
That is so true. How comes? That's a question. How comes? Yeah,
Yes.
thank you so much for sharing. I'll read for you what Daisy has said. Let me see this. She has said, I admire you, Hope. Welcome, Chad. And
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you, Daisy.
yeah, and I see Dr.
Yes,
Tanya left a bit earlier. She said it was a great talk and we'll see you soon. Yeah.
No, this
So
is
thank
nice.
you so much.
I was
Hope, for
really, I must apologize for what has
Mhm.
happened technically, but at least I've managed to join in, and we look forward to a better future.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for challenging the assistants so that they can move from where they are and do things that they could do, because they are really empowered. Like you've said, they're already in the managerial level, so they have no excuse to say they can't do this, they can't do that. I think it is a mindset thing, like you've observed, and a lack of confidence maybe. And I don't want to give room for the part you've said perspective, because it is upon the assistants to change that perspective by what they do. What they do will change the way people view them. And thank you so much for making the time, being patient despite all the technological issue. You are not the only one. The same Daisy making a comment there, she had challenges. We didn't even have her speak. She had to speak on another time. She could not join the meeting at all. So thank you so much for your patience. And thank you, for getting time to share with us. Want to wish you well and hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, and you too. Thank you for promoting personal assistance globally. You know, people have been traveling countries, Winnie, because of this concept. Dubai, UK, America, and many other places.
Yeah. We
Thank
hope
you for understanding our attention.
We hope the next, because we're bringing close to the first season, the first season ends this year. We open a new chapter for second season. Hopefully we'll have some new things coming in with the second season, and we look forward to still having you with us in the team. Thank you.
But you have forgotten one thing, Winnie, that I'm your deputy.
Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Pardon?
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying whenever there's an opportunity for training, I'm also a trainer with Winnie and Tanya and everyone. And the last time we were in Uganda, was it 2019? The impact was amazing, amazing. The slogan, powerhouse. Powerhouse.
Yeah,
it was great.
I know, and actually, a lot of people, after we left Kampala, a lot of people are writing, like, we didn't tell them, where were we, why didn't you? I think this concept, you've said, the mindset, a lot of times people just put things aside. They don't want to see we are the problem. See, why is it put out there? You see it and you just ignore it. When it is over, now you want to go in. Like, it's like you are going to the airport to catch a flight, then you sit there, you watch as the flight is just taking off. And then when it's up in the sky, you start saying, oh, I should have gotten in. Well, there's nothing you can do. And I think the best that you can do is that if a person believes that they deserve to be recognized and they step forward, and that's what we have advocated for. If you step forward, then we will take that opportunity to make sure that if you deserve it, you get it. But if you sit on the sidelines and you wait for people to see you. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen, and you even seen that nobody will even notice that you are there. So it is upon us to make sure we step forward. I think that's the hardest part, but it can be done. So thank you, Hope.
Thank you too.
Have a good evening.
Good evening to you and to the rest of the people attending.
Yeah. And thank you to all the speakers for joining us today. Thank you so much for your comments. And if you want to save the comments, you can save the comments by going at the bottom. You'll find a circle that says the 3 dots at the bottom that allows you to save the chat. So you can save the chat before we put the meeting off.